First of all, I mean, Vietnam is not just transitioning. Vietnam is actually taking the lead worldwide in this initiative. If you look what Vietnam has already today in hydropower, wind, and solar, we are very close to more than 40% of our electricity. So that makes Vietnam one of the world leaders. That's right. And more recently now, with working on our new electricity law, preparing for our strategy for transitioning, we have done a lot of work. The government passed the PDP 8. We will pass our electricity law this year.
So I think we should look at two different aspects. Number one is how can European investors support with investments into onshore, offshore wind, into solar. So here we see that several companies are lining up in order to take investments. However, as I stated before, the regulatory framework is yet in place, but the implementation plan needs to be more precise in order for them to do their investments. So here we see very positive development from different companies. On the other side, companies operating in Vietnam are taking a lot of different actions, being it towards circular economy, being it to install solar panels on the roof.
A&M is a bridge between international investors and local corporates and local government. I think the transition challenges are significant. We heard from our peers inside the forum speaking about the additional cost and administrative burden of adhering to ESG requirements globally, which are still today evolving. So I think a lot of work required going forward to ensure that international investors understand how committed the Vietnamese government is to ESG transition.
One of the big ones that many of our investors have said in the region is green energy. And we know that's a really big topic in Vietnam right now. But a lot of the businesses that actually operate in Vietnam at this time and are seeking to expand, and even foreigners that are actually seeking to come in and invest, they need access to green energy. This is actually on their commitments to their boards and shareholders back home. So if we cannot deliver green energy in Vietnam, and we cannot deliver it efficiently and effectively, consistently in Vietnam, they are going to be forced to go elsewhere. Green energy is not something they would like to do, it's something they have to do, they need to do. So green energy is a really good one. And Vietnam actually started its journey with solar and hydro miles ahead of everyone. So it just needs to catch up and get back to where it was as a pioneer. Then the other aspects really are there's two key aspects you can look at: water and waste management. Those are also really good opportunities for Vietnam to get on board and will actually increase the quality of life here. So there's three aspects I think to play with there.
In terms of green credit growth, the percentage has been increasing at a faster rate versus vanilla or non-green credit growth over the past few years, and the number of financial institutions participating in that green credit growth has been also increasing as well. That said, the actual quantum is still relatively low compared to other ASEAN sites and markets in the region, and is also concentrated in a number of sectors as well as to a few corporates. So we look forward to seeing more progress in some of the areas around disclosure, reporting, and taxonomy to help make green financing and sustainable financing more mainstream and help Vietnam and the government in its commitment towards net zero by 2050.